Today we're going to be answering the question, is soda blasting a waste of money? Now, you're probably thinking, we're an abrasive blasting manufacturing company. We create these cabinets. Why would we be telling you that it's a waste of money? And that's because in certain situations, if you're employing it incorrectly, soda blasting definitely can be. What I want to explain first is what soda blasting actually is. Soda blasting is employed in abrasive blasting use cases. So this here is an abrasive blaster. This is our VH3500 dry blast. Dry blast meaning it does not incorporate water into the blasting process. Now, for exactly what soda is, if you look at my finger, soda is this fine powder. It's sodium bicarbonate, so it's basically the same thing as baking soda, but it is a very, very fine powder. And you are taking this and propelling it at the surface of a part to strip and clean it. Now, some of the advantages of soda is, first of all, it's water soluble. So that means if you have a part like something like an engine head is a perfect example, because it's something that you do not want to have leftover abrasive on. You can take it, put it in a soda blaster, quickly strip it, remove it of all of that grime that's left on it from oil deposits and whatnot. Now, in my opinion, soda blasting pairs nicely with parts washing, and that's because you can take something like that engine head, put it in your parts washer, quickly remove all of the external grime and grease, throw it into your soda blaster to remove any of the heavier contaminants and stuff that's past surface level, because again, this does have an aggregate, so you are able to remove past that surface level of contamination. And then you can also put it back in your parts washer and remove all of the soda blasting material that you just put on the surface of that part. Another reason that I say it pairs nicely with parts washing is because, like parts washing, soda blasting does not damage the substrate of your material. So as you're blasting, you do not have to worry about damaging it by pitting it or by removing any of that surface material. Another big thing is you really don't have to worry about warping, because soda blasting doesn't put as much heat into a part as other types of blasting. So it is a much safer process on your part. That's why it's perfect for delicate pieces. Now, with that being said, the biggest disadvantage of soda blasting is the fact that it's a single-use abrasive, meaning as soon as the soda particle comes out of the blasting gun and actually interacts with your part, again, because you're propelling it with compressed air, it's hitting with a lot of force and it actually explodes upon impact. That means that you can no longer recycle and reuse that media, and it's a single-use abrasive. So as soon as you use it, it's completely dead. You cannot use it anymore. It's essentially turned into dust. That is why soda blasting is more expensive than other types of blasting. So to go back to my original statement, if you are employing soda blasting in an area where you do not require its benefits, meaning the water soluble or the very delicate on parts, it is most definitely a waste of money to be using soda blasting. And I would recommend something like a glass bead or an aluminum oxide if you can use that on your parts. Those medias are recyclable, meaning they can actually be used again and again and again on your parts, unlike soda blasting, which again is a single-use abrasive. Now, if you need those benefits, so if you need to be able to take apart and guarantee that there's no media left behind, soda blasting is an excellent option. It is truthfully one of the only options. Again, if you require the benefits that soda blasting has to offer, it is most definitely worth the money. If you are using it in an area where you do not need those benefits, it can be a waste. One way that we can help you determine this is we actually have free application testing here. So even if you already have a process set up, you can send it into us. We will validate multiple different processes on your part itself. That way you can determine which blasting process is the best option. At this point, I do want to mention that we also have wet soda blasting. If you guys are not familiar with that, it does use the same media as dry soda blasting. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense because I just told you that soda dissolves in water, but what we do is we actually super saturate the water, so you have to add a specific amount to where the water cannot hold anymore, it cannot dilute anymore, and you can actually have a media that's left behind inside of your water. Wet soda blasting, you can reuse that media because it does not explode upon impact. The water actually cushions it, and it also helps that soda stay together. It does take longer, it's nowhere near as fast, and it's also nowhere near as aggressive as dry soda blasting. But we can also prove it out in your parts. We can get you some time studies between the two. We can show you differences in the actual finish, and they can help you determine which one is a better fit for your parts that you are working with. All right, so to do a little bit of a demonstration here, I have a valve. This thing has some serious rust on it, and it also has some carbon. Typically what happens with Soda Blast is I'm going to be able to easily remove this rust, but the carbon, because of how difficult it is to remove, it may leave that behind. Now, if there is a little bit of oil that's left up on the top of this thing, it'll take it off no problem. So this should be a very good demonstration of what soda blasting is capable of. Literally in a matter of seconds, I wiped away all that rust that was on there, all the oil that was up top. Of course, this thing absolutely took it off. As far as the carbon buildup goes, I was actually able to remove some of it on the valve face. Of course, it's still a little darker, especially around this edge where it seals. I was able to remove that buildup. It did not remove it in the center here. It took it off, but it's still like ingrained in the surface. But that is very impressive considering I probably blasted this thing for what, 30 seconds? I mean, it was no time at all. Dry soda always impresses me because of how delicate it is. So again, we did not damage this metal at all. The surface is still completely fine, but yet it was able to remove everything that I was looking to remove off of it. To explain when you should be using dry soda and when it makes sense from a financial standpoint is if you have a product that you A, cannot damage the surface of, or B, cannot leave media behind on. We actually had a customer that was using glass bead on some Lotus engine heads, and he called into us and he was like, hey, I've had engines fail. What can I do to fix this? We were like, well, what are you blasting with currently? And it was glass bead and a dry blast. So we recommended soda. It's been awesome for him because he's redoing those heads anyways. So the surface finish is not the utmost importance, but the actual quality of the cleaning is. So not having leftover abrasive behind is paramount. If you guys are interested in soda blasting, you can check out all the other videos we have on these on our YouTube channel. Also, just go and take a look at the rest of the surface finishing equipment that we offer. If you are ready to actually get one of these in your shop today, you can call us at 828-202-5563, or you can check out our website, vaporhoneytechnologies.com. You can purchase directly from there. If you guys have any questions about this, again, you can call us at 828-202-5563, or you can put it in the comments below. We'd love interacting with you guys there. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day. See you in the next one.